This isn't just a Toyota Yaris. It's an arcade. It plays games. It has a community painted into the bodywork. It's like that one friend who stuck it out with you. But before DD was a Cyberpunk project, it was my lifeboat. 7 years in game development, toxic work environment. I was glitched out. It wasn't just work. I felt like I was unraveling. Like all my failures and self-hate were stacking on top of each other. With all of this stress, I was riding like I wanted to get hit. It wasn't transportation, it was a death wish. Because of this, the thing that gave me so much joy, that enabled this sense of freedom and excitement, was becoming my worst enemy. It was going to kill me. I thought it would be a good idea to pick up something safer. This is the story about how a $2,000 appliance became my newest party member. After having spent over 10 years in retail and having worked so hard to get here, you'd think being in an office every day would be a dream. The best part about the job was the code. But in the end, it's all the same thing. It's not about the quality of your work, it's about how well you rub elbows. It was a toxic loop. Every few years, it was the same thing. Bounce to a new company, deal with a new set of bad management, HR disaster, work environments that were slowly eating me alive. And I wasn't building anything anymore. I was just fixing all their broken systems. I figured, you know what? This has to be me. Something's wrong with me. I must not be fulfilling something. So I tried to escape back to my passions, mechanics. I bought a 300ZX Z31. I wanted to run it on the Speeduino, an open source ECU, learn how to tune it. Maybe we could take it to the track, and I could let out some of this rage. Then riding my bike would be enjoyable again. But, as always, I failed. The project stalled, and I was left with this motorcycle. As much as I loved it, with the stress of my job, I knew that it was gonna kill me. I needed a slow car that I just didn't care about. Something with a manual transmission and maybe a lot of room so me and my dog go to the park. I needed
like a really old Toyota.
I found this, a 2007 Toyota Yaris. Blue, dented, 2K. This is a nice, slow car. It was supposed to be temporary, but then I drove it. It only had 100 horsepower, but the 5-speed manual, for the first time in years, I was reminded just how fun driving was. Eventually, the corporate job pushed me too far, so I quit. I started door dashing to pay the bills.
We got some subscribers, they wanted to sign the car. Oh, that's nice imagery.
DD wasn't a fun project car anymore. It was my office. And honestly, I was so much happier delivering burgers than being sent around the country to debug slot machines. As we used the car, things started to break. The more things that broke and the more things we fixed, I started to gain such an appreciation for the simplicity of this car. Everything about it became more and more beautiful. It's easy to work on, it just runs. I started to enjoy the car so much I wanted to modify it. So we upgraded the suspension, put coilovers on it, lowered it, and got these sick wheels off of Green MR2. I had really gotten into the groove of door dashing and making videos. I feel like my life was changing in a much positive way. I was out in the world, I was working on my car, and I was making content that people seemed to enjoy. One day, I got a call from a good friend. They told me about a car show that was going on. Anybody could enter, it was completely free, and well, since I had a YouTube channel, that it would be fun if I tried to bring Didi in. I thought this would be a fun idea. Yeah, of course, the Yaris isn't a show car, But we have a show about the car, so let's go to the car show. With only 48 hours or so until the car show, I didn't have a whole lot of time, but I wanted to see if I could blend my old life, programming, with my new life, cars. I had some Arduinos and LED lights lying around, so I was like, hey, why don't we make the classic Stop the Light game? Anytime somebody subscribes to the channel, we write their name on DD, covering the car with the names of the people who support me. By taping over the names and painting over it, peeling it off made it look like a lottery scratch ticket. It was messy, it was weird, but it was ours. On the day of the show, the universe tried to stop us.
Edge and a few other of our friends are gonna meet us up.
What the heck of a flat?
I'm not sure if we're even gonna make the show now. It's like our typical luck. It's 8:30, the cutoff is at 9, and we're stuck on Las Vegas Boulevard. I've never been to this place, so I don't even know. I'm just following the Google Maps saying to turn up here.
Finally got to the gate. They looked at DD like it was a virus. A primer gray hatchback trying to enter a car show. They almost didn't let us in. We were parked next to 6-figure builds. They had wax and chrome. We had primer and masking tape. I was an imposter. There was no syndrome here. At least that's what I told myself. I thought it was the worst car here. I wanted to hide. But then something happened. I realized with every person who walked by, there were other people who stopped. They didn't care that thousands of dollars hadn't been dumped into it. They could tell that it was something in progress. They could see my heart and soul. They cared that it was alive. There was this one moment that really stuck out to me.
We got one of our subscribers here. Hold it till it turns green, then let go. And now yeah. This is the spot now. You gotta land in there. Hey! Did he do it?
When that kid played the game and won, that was the moment I realized why I quit my job. I didn't want to code slots for casinos.
I wanted to create things that inspire and delight people.
We didn't win an award, but that in alone was its own victory. We unlocked the next level. DD isn't a daily driver anymore. It's not traffic, it's a character. Our life was changing rapidly. We were about to throw away the city life completely and move off grid. But before that, I wanted to start a new game, Road Trip Quest.